Grandmacore must-haves. Decor pieces that instantly add charm. Is all about evoking a warm, nostalgic feel rooted in comfort and timeless charm. It brings to life the vintage spirit of past generations through soft textures, floral prints, and heirloom-style pieces. If you've ever stepped into a room that felt like a hug, you've experienced its magic. In this tutorial, we'll walk you through exactly how to capture that essence in your own space. No fluff, no guessing, just real actionable tips for creating a home filled with warmth and memory. Whether you're new to Grandmacore or refreshing your current decor, this guide will help you get it right. One. Welcome to the world of Grandmacore. Start by decluttering modern pieces that feel too sleek or industrial. Replace them with furniture that has curves, texture, and character. Think of a wooden sideboard with a little wear, or a floral print armchair. This forms the foundation of the Grandmacore aesthetic. Layer in softer touches like vintage linens, embroidered details, and lace. Your goal is to make the space feel intentionally cozy, not cluttered. Focus on earthy colors, warm lighting, and meaningful objects. Let every piece feel like it has a story. Pro tip: don't chase trends. Shop your local thrift store for one-of-a-kind finds that speak to you. 2. Instant charm with just a few pieces. You don't need a full room makeover to get the Grandmacore vibe. Start with 3 or 4 statement pieces, like a vintage lamp, floral cushion, and ruffled curtains. These instantly soften a modern space and set the tone. Focus on visual balance. Pair a pattern throw with a neutral couch, or layer lace over a wooden table. Each piece should add texture or nostalgia, not noise. A few meaningful elements are more powerful than cluttered decorations. Pro tip: stick to a palette of 3 to 4 soft colors like cream, dusty rose, sage green, or faded blue. Three. Floral tablecloths and vintage linens. Drape your dining or side table with a faded floral tablecloth. Cotton or linen works best. Look for delicate rose patterns, small prints, or scalloped edges. This adds softness and a lived-in charm instantly. Add vintage napkins or embroidered runners to layer more detail. You can even use mismatched linens for an authentically charming look. Wash everything in warm water and let it air dry to preserve texture and color. Pro tip: hunt for linens at estate sales or online vintage shops. Older fabrics often have better texture. 4. Cozy throws in handmade Afghans. Drape a crocheted Afghan over a chair or the end of your bed. Choose warm tones like mustard, deep red, or forest green. Handmade or hand-me-down pieces add emotional weight and authenticity. Pair a chunky knit throw with antique wooden furniture for contrast. If you can crochet, consider making your own piece to personalize your space. Folded neatly or tossed casually, it adds instant coziness. Pro tip: use seasonal colors, light pastels in spring, deep jewel tones in fall, to keep your space feeling fresh. Five. Lace doilies, small touch, big impact. Place lace doilies under lamps, vases, or vintage figurines to soften hard surfaces. Even a plain shelf becomes eye-catching with one underneath. Stick with white, ivory, or soft pastels for a true Grandmacore touch. Doilies also look charming framed in small embroidery hoops on the wall. You can thrift them or repurpose heirloom pieces into something beautiful and visible. Always iron before using to give that crisp, clean look. Pro tip: for extra charm, layer 2 doilies of different sizes or shapes together. 6. Cushion covers that speak nostalgia. Swap out modern cushion covers for floral patterns, gingham, or needlepoint designs. Look for muted tones and small prints that remind you of your grandmother's sofa. Mix and match textures. Velvet, linen, and cotton all work beautifully. Layer cushions in odd numbers for a natural look, 3 on a chair or 5 on a couch. Incorporate a handmade or embroidered piece for added personality. Your goal is to create warmth, softness, and a sense of story. Pro tip: use zippered covers so you can easily swap them out seasonally or refresh with thrifted finds. Seven. Botanical prints and framed embroidery. Choose framed prints of ferns, flowers, or vintage seed packets to decorate walls. Hang them in groups of 3 or 4 for a gallery effect. Embroidery pieces, especially those with floral or phrase designs, add a handmade charm. Thrift stores and online marketplaces are great for finding finished embroidery hoops. Or frame press flowers with vintage book pages for a DIY option. Keep frames mismatched for an authentic, collected over time feel. Pro tip: choose gold, wood, or painted white frames to keep the aesthetic soft and consistent. Eight. Hanging decorative plates. Collect floral or patterned ceramic plates and arrange them in a cluster on a blank wall. Use adhesive plate hangers or discrete wall hooks for easy placement. Vary the size and design, but stick to a similar color scheme. Create a plate wall above a sideboard, in a hallway, or around a window. For a more dynamic layout, try forming an asymmetrical cluster instead of straight lines. Combine classic floral china with quirky vintage finds. Pro tip: use painter's tape to test your layout on the wall before committing to hooks. Nine. Add a touch of time with vintage clocks. Hang or place a vintage clock, think woodcase pendulums or floral face wall clocks. This instantly adds character and a sense of timelessness. Look for classic styles with Roman numerals or ornate hands. Place smaller clocks on mantles or shelves as accent pieces. Even non-working ones can function as beautiful decor. The goal is to make the space feel lived in, where time seems to move a little slower. Pro tip: add a small doily or lace runner underneath tabletop clocks for extra charm. (10) Portraits and pastoral scenes on display. Seek out framed portraits, real or imagined, in vintage styles. Oil-painted or sepia-toned prints create a nostalgic feeling. Pastoral scenes of cottages, farms, or meadows bring a storybook quality to your space. Place these works in hallways, entryways, or reading corners. Mix them with floral prints or embroidery to balance the tone. Let them tell a quiet story just by being there. Pro tip: look for paintings with ornate frames. They add elegance even when the subject is simple. (11) The charm of a rocking chair. Position a wooden rocking chair near a window or in a reading nook. Choose one with a high back, curved arms, and maybe even a bit of creak. Drape a quilt or crochet throw over the back to add softness. If it's a bit worn, even better, it adds charm. Pair with a small side table and a floral teacup to complete the look. This is where nostalgia and comfort meet. Pro tip: add a cushion or seat pad with lace trim to enhance both comfort and vintage flair. Ceramic lamps in pleated shades. Swap out modern lighting for ceramic-based lamps with floral or pastel glazes. Top them with pleated fabric shades to diffuse light gently. These pieces bring elegance and cozy illumination. Position one on a nightstand, writing desk, or hallway console. Pair with a doily or embroidered runner underneath for full effect. The soft glow sets the perfect Grandmacore mood. Pro tip: choose warm LED bulbs around 2700K to mimic the feel of vintage incandescent lighting. Display cabinets with character. Find a small wooden display cabinet, glass-fronted or open shelf. Fill it with heirloom pieces, teacups, lace linens, or books with aged spines. Let it be a curated storybook of your Grandmacore finds. Avoid cramming it full. Leave space for pieces to breathe. You can even change out items seasonally to keep things fresh. Let it evolve like a living memory shelf. Pro tip: place the cabinet in a high-traffic area so its charm gets noticed daily. Wicker baskets. Pretty and practical. Use wicker baskets to store throws, books, or even kitchen linens. Choose ones with lids, handles, or floral fabric linings. Stack them or tuck them under benches for added texture and function. Wicker adds a rustic softness that balances harder materials. You can even paint older ones in pastel tones, or leave them natural for a weathered look. They're versatile and timeless. Pro tip: line baskets with vintage floral fabric or lace to keep things neat and visually appealing. Vintage glassware and mason jars. Display colored glassware, pinks, blues, and greens, on open shelving or windowsills. Use mason jars as vases, utensil holders, or for pantry storage. The goal is utility that also looks beautiful. Mix and match sets for an authentic, collected over time look. Group by color or shape to avoid visual chaos. A single windowsill full of blue jars can catch light and add life to your kitchen. Pro tip: look for depression glass or pressed patterns. They add subtle texture and shimmer to any shelf. (16) Cast iron pans as wall decor. Hang old cast iron pans on your kitchen wall using sturdy hooks or a peg rail. Choose pieces with a seasoned patina and varied sizes. This adds both visual weight and authentic vintage appeal. Arrange them in a triangular or vertical stack for visual flow. Mix in wooden spoons or copper utensils for contrast. It's decor that tells a story of warm, homemade meals. Pro tip: oil the pans lightly before hanging to keep the surface rich and preserved. (17) Retro canisters for countertop charm. Find retro-style canisters with floral prints, pastel lids, or faded lettering. Use them to store flour, tea bags, or cookies on the counter. They make everyday kitchen items feel special and storied. Group 3 or 4 together and layer behind smaller decor like candles or mugs. Stick to a cohesive palette for charm without clutter. These pieces blend beauty and practicality. Pro tip: search estate sales or antique shops for complete sets in mint or pastel tones. 18. Recipe books as decorative props. Stack vintage cookbooks with worn covers on open shelving or countertops. Choose titles with cursive fonts, illustrated pages, or stained spines. It brings a lived-in, comforting kitchen vibe. Layer them with wooden cutting boards or enamel pictures nearby. Open a favorite page and lean it on a stand for daily inspiration. You'll blend function with heartwarming nostalgia. Pro tip: display handwritten recipe cards alongside for a personal, family-touched aesthetic. 19. Scented candles and potted plants. Add softly scented candles in mason jars or floral tins to end tables and windowsills. Pair with small potted plants like ivy, violets, or herbs for a homey feel. These sensory touches make a space feel truly lived in. Use scents like lavender, vanilla, or linen for that nostalgic aroma. Group items in threes: a candle, a plant, and a small decor piece, to create visual balance. Simple additions that bring joy. Pro tip: opt for beeswax or soy candles for a more natural scent and cleaner burn. 20. Frame a memory: notes and postcards. Gather old letters, postcards, or handwritten notes and frame them simply. Choose vintage or gold-edged frames to echo the Grandmacore mood. Hang them in hallways or over desks for subtle storytelling. Mix these pieces into gallery walls or create a small memory corner. Add dried flowers or lace borders to the frame for texture. You're decorating with history and emotion. Pro tip: use photocopies if originals are fragile, so you can keep the sentiment without damage.
We hope you found these ideas inspiring and helpful. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so share your ideas in the comments below. And make sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos.
See you next time.